Just to follow up before we move to the next question, give you both the chance. Ms. Hogan, and I didn't hear, this is for both of you, I didn't hear anything about tax increases. That's the other side of a budget problem, is revenues and expenses. Would either of you consider tax increases? And also you could react to what Mrs. Cheeseman said about too much regulation in Connecticut, too much licensing, too much bureaucracy, and there could be savings in that regard. So on those two issues, if
okay.
you
And
could
the
respond.
first issue was the
taxes. Would
and the
you
taxes.
know? Do they
Well,
have to be
I
on the
think
table
way
to get
you-
to?
I think the way that you grow revenue is through economic growth. That will raise your revenue, not raising taxes. I don't think whether you're what income percentage you are, that's the answer going forward. They've done it. They did it, 2 years ago? It didn't do anything. Obviously, that's not the answer. It's growing jobs. It's growing the economy. It's making it work here in Connecticut. In terms of regulations, yes, we should review the regulations. What doesn't work, what doesn't make sense, what was a lobbyist put in there for another reason should be looked at and taken out. But there will be some regulations, because that's the form of government, because of public health, health and welfare, and that's just something that is. But there's a lot of it that we can certainly simplify and make it easier, one-stop shopping, getting things done in a different way, restructuring it. But a review of the regulations, and I think that it's been said that regulations have been reviewed. I don't know who did them or how it's done, but it really needs to be looked at. But you're not going to throw all regulations out the door, because that's just the society that we live in. But certainly where there's waste and where it doesn't make sense, it should go.
And just for the record, Mrs. Cheeseman, on taxes,
Sure.
and whether that, are you open to that being part of the formula?
When I ran in 2010, I remember taking that question from Ray Hackett, and I said, no, I am not going to unilaterally rule out tax increases forever. On the other hand, any new tax increase or increase in drive to get revenue has to have a sunset. Revenue is like crack cocaine to politicians. Once they have it, it's never enough. And I speak as a politician. I hope I'm different. But you cannot constantly have the tap open without going back and saying, do we need this money? Is this money actually going where it's supposed to? Look at the taxes that you know, it's a three-shell Monte game in Connecticut. It's the money comes here, and then we take it from transportation to the general fund and back and forth. That sort of, fly-by-night accounting has to stop. And as far as regulations are concerned, I would have a mandatorium on all new mandates and regulations. I was at a zoning meeting last week, small text amendment, to eliminate the need when you applied for an outdoor dining permit a second time if you served alcohol. You have to put the big sign up. They said if it's a renewal, you don't have to put it. That had to go to the Department of Environment and Energy and Environmental Protection, because it falls in the Long Island Sound Protection Zone. Excuse me? That's the kind of craziness. What, if you throw the sign in Long Island Sound, maybe I can understand. But there are so many regulations that on the surface seem well advised that actually discourage business and harm municipalities.
All right, thank you.